the most important thing to do for social media is to have a plan and to execute that plan. Never do too many types. If you're business to business, look at LinkedIn. If you're selling directly to a consumer, use Instagram, use Facebook. When you create your brand, make it consistent. So if you're using a template, a border, anything on the outside, make it consistent. When you do a strategy, don't post too much. Post enough. Look at your competitors and find out what they're doing. Once you know what they're doing, you can kind of do the same thing. When you're looking at talking to people through social media, interacting with them, you can reach out to people for DMs if you want to increase your sales, but it's more about creating that little community that you make for yourself. And it gets really cool if users start to comment back and help your business grow. So something like user-generated content is literally the most important thing to start to work on. When people start to talk about you and your business will grow. So I think that's probably the most important thing for social media these days. Data is changing so much with AI and with all the things that are happening. You know, in this world, Google knows everything about us. Facebook knows everything about us. There's algorithms out there, so we're fed things that we're supposed to buy, all of the marketing, all of the sales, everything is through data. They collect everything about us. There's no such thing as privacy anymore. So why aren't we as small businesses collecting as much data as we can? So perhaps you're a startup that's business to consumer. You want to sell things online. Set up a newsletter. Set up a newsletter so you can gather information from people. More importantly, once you start to get this information, you need some type of CRM, some type of system that lets you track things. From marketing, you can track newsletter click-through rates. So if I'm sending to 1,000 of my customers, I can find out how many people are actually reading what I put out there. If you segment those newsletters, you can then check how effective different types of newsletters are. Data makes your business better. If you're talking about sales and prospects, if you have the right CRM, it can help you track your prospects, track your closing rates, your conversion rates, all of the most important things to grow. But most importantly, if you don't have something electronic, who's going to remember it all? Especially if you're a sole proprietor or a corporation of one or two. Our brains are filled with stuff. We have our own data. So look to write down and record everything about your company, and then anybody can reference it and you can use it properly. So now let's talk about AI. It's changing so quickly, and it's going to revolutionize the way we do work and do this, and our businesses grow, and there's a lot of money being put into it right now. And the models aren't perfect. It's like the wild, wild west. So let's talk about one in particular. And I'm not pointing one out for any reason, but ChatGPT. The prompts that you use to get the information are the most important things. And there's going to be kind of a lot of people who will think that they're getting the right information, but they're not fact-checking it. So you must ask the right questions, and then you can use that information. I highly recommend that if you have a business, that you fact-check yourself. You don't exactly take chunks and paragraphs of what ChatGPT or any other AI tool gives you and trust it, fact-check it, and then edit it. Make it so it's not plagiarized. Of course, there's another AI model for plagiarization, so you can just put it through that too. Everything is out there. For marketing, AI can be used in really interesting ways. You can create visual content creation through Canva and some other stuff. You can use different scheduling tools to help you post social media that AI can help you with. If you want to do an entire campaign on Instagram with images and words, it can tell you what images and words to use. So it helps you do things more effectively, and it does save you time, but you have to be smart over it. Once we get to sales and AI, that's an entirely different thing, because there's so much out there that's cutting edge. There's actually AI models out there that will record your conversation in a telephone call with a client and then give you a report on if they were ready to buy by reading nuances in their voice. There's so many things out there. Look for something that you can incorporate into the growth of your business, not just something that makes it easy now. And realize that 2 years from now, it might not exist and something might take its place. 3 favorite tips for marketing and branding. With branding, it's all about color for me. Every company and every sector has a certain color that they use for logos that they have on their websites. In Canada, we tend to use red for anything that's government related. But for other types of businesses, take a look at your competitors, find out what color they're using, and that is the base for your brand. Once you have that, have consistency through your messaging. I cannot stress this as much. Your emails should have a little salutation and a tiny thing at the bottom that has the same brand as your website. Your website should be the same as a business card if you print those. Everything has the same look and feel. Then people will identify. If you have a tagline, something that people will be drawn to, like Nike's Just Do It, it's memorable. Think of something that people will help remember your company. The second thing is a plan and sticking to a plan. When it comes to marketing strategy, a lot of people will have plans. I'm going to go on Instagram 5 times a week and I'm going to do this and this and this, and they do it for a month and then they stop. Don't stop. If you're setting it up so you're doing too much, do less, but be consistent and keep doing it. But, and here's the third tip, with a small business, if your sales aren't coming, you have to pivot. You have to change some strategy and you have to do it quickly. Because if you continue on and you're stubborn and you're still not making money and you think, oh, it's just gonna come tomorrow, it doesn't come tomorrow because you're not marketing to the right demographic. That's time to go back to your market research and think of different channels that you can market to and try to do it that way. If you do these 3 things, you're nimble, you will be consistent in your messaging, and everyone will remember you and recognize you. And that's how you grow business.